Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, and welcome to my alternate build of LEGO Fantastic Beasts, set number 75952, Newt's Case of Magical Creatures. And I am calling this alternate build Newt's Erumpent Barn. And if you can't see already, this is not a full alternate build of the set, as I did keep the beasts intact. This is simply an alternate build of the suitcase. So again, the beasts stay the same, so get out of here, get out of here. They're really cool, so I didn't want to change them, but at the same time, they're not really relevant to this video because, well, they're already in the set, so I don't need to explain them. Anyway, before we get to the main barn build, though, we do have a small side build, which is this little Niffler den. So if we go down here, you can see that this is a pretty simple build, but I think a pretty cute one. You have the Niffler here, and around, it's just supposed to look like a big mound of dirt that it's dug up for sort of a little home. So you have bits of moss around and bits of rock. And here at the front, you have this little door, and you can open that up to reveal some gold coins inside, as well as an ingot that it's managed to scrounge up. And here at the back, you have Newt's Muggle-worthy lock, which I just included because it looks more golden, and because, you know, it kind of works for sort of a little safe design. And this can just fold open, and in there you have another gold stud. So the Niffler's got it going. Went on. But anyway, so that's that. Just a little build, but now moving on to the barn itself. The suitcase's parts definitely weren't the most forgiving, but I was able to come up with something I think works pretty well. Starting from the front, you can see that it is definitely a two-story structure. The top roof is very ramshackle with all sorts of nails and just boards pinned up everywhere to close up gaps. The bottom is much more clean, where you have a window with some plants, a little mailbox, and even some nice wood detailing next to the doorway, because there's no actual door, so it's just an open doorway. Turning this around to the side, it is quite open, and here you can see why it's called the Erumpent Barn, because there's a big Erumpent pen, you dummy. You also get a little bit of an umbrella holder, just using this sideways Technic brick, as well as a lantern up here. And you can also just see a nice rocky outcropping here next to the fence, which is currently being a bit held down by the Erumpent. Sorry about that. Didn't notice earlier. But anyway, then over here on this side, I'll just remove the Erumpent. It fits in pretty well, though you do want to position its legs pretty close together to get it to fit in comfortably. It can still fit if its legs are farther apart, it just fits in the best when they're squished up like that. Anyway, you get a bow truckle tree with some leaves, as well as pick it up there. Then in here you have a little dining table with Jacob Kowalski at the seat. Obviously there doesn't need to be more than one seat, since normally Newt isn't expecting visitors. But I think the seat looks pretty good at the back with some wood and gold. And on the table you just have a teapot and some delicious chicken. And yes, I know it's pronounced chicken, I just felt like being dumb for no reason. And then over here we have a bucket and a sink. We have a ladder going up to the second floor, which is Newt's quarters. So we get a relatively simple bed, a potion bottle, and a framed picture of Lita Lestrange. And you might be wondering about the awkward cut of the build, as it is definitely kind of a wedge. And while this does make it work very well for going up against a wall, sort of like this, my intention with this is actually that because of how it's designed, you have these clips in the middle, and you can actually just detach these, and you can fold the set open and around. So you have many different ways you can do this. So you could just have it be straight out, like this, so you get a nice wide area. Or you could even fold it out like this and have a sort of inward corner. My favorite designation is definitely the main one, which also allows you to house the Erumpent inside. The other reason for the triangular cut of the floor is simply because, well, those are the parts they really gave you, because the suitcase has this nice feature where they all fit together for the floor, because it folds up, and I didn't really want to copy that, so I did something like this instead, and I think it came out looking pretty nice. And that's really all I have for this, so now I'm going to be giving you the instructions, because since, like my other Fantastic Beasts alternate build, this is a pretty simple design with not too many pieces included, because obviously, again, most of the parts go into the beasts, which are just staying the same. So I'll give you the instructions in this video. So let's get to that now, shall we? Again, remembering that all 4 minifigures stay the same, albeit with their non-wand accessories removed, and all 3 of the brick-built Fantastic Beasts stay the same. Ready? Let's begin. Oh, and because it's nearly small, very small, I forgot to mention this little design for a nest, which was something I thought was really cute in the main set, so I decided to carry it over. And since it didn't really have a place to attach to the main build, I just put it on this little tan wedge plate. So, yeah, actually, let's start by showing you how to build this. Okay, so here are all the pieces we'll need for the nest. We'll start with this 2x2 wedged plate, 1x1 brick with studs on 2 sides, then a couple of 1x1 round tiles, then this Craven the Hunter furry neck attachment, a tan stud, and an egg. Pretty simple, but I think the end result is pretty cute. Okay, so here are the parts we'll need for the first part of the Niffler den. So 4x6 plate, a 1x4 brick, 2x2 sloped brick, 2x2 round tile, 1x2 textured brick, dark green cheese slope, brown cheese slope, brown cheese slope, and a couple of these nougat 1x1s for some little rocks. Then up here, 1x2 slope, dark green cheese slope, and then here just a brown cheese slope. Okay, so next up we'll take this dark brown 1x2 slope, then a 1x2 black brick with a couple of studs on one side, attach on some 1x1 clips, that'll face the back, and actually, that'll face the front, just kidding. Then on the back, we'll attach this bracket, this sloped piece, curved piece, whatever, 1x1. And then here, we will put on this sort of panel piece that sort of works as half a box. Then a couple of 1x2 plates, and a couple of 1x1 clips. Now to finish this off with a couple of lids to these open areas. Okay, so we'll turn this around to the back. We'll attach on this 1x2 with a couple of bars. On the end, a 1x2 bracket with a 2x2 space on it. And the 2x2 round with the lock sticker. And in there we will just insert a single gold stud. Can't talk today. Then on the front, we'll connect a couple of these 1x2s with bars on the ends, with one of these 1x2s with a slide. Then we'll also just add on a 1x1 round for some rocky detailing. And in here, we will put in a couple of studs. Doesn't matter if they're right side up or upside down, really. Then a bar, and then on this available stud here, we can just stand our Niffler. Okay, and that's our den. Now to move on to the main build, the barn itself. Okay, so to start the open side of the barn, we will start with these 2 8x8 wedge plates. We'll connect them together with a 1x8 plate in dark brown. Then we'll take a 1x2, another 1x8, with a 1x2 underneath. Then we will take a 1x1, then a trio of dark orange slopes, then a pair of dark orange cheese slopes. Then over here at this end, we'll just take this 1x1 Technic brick and a 1x1 in black with a clip. Okay, so next up we'll take this 2x2 brick, 1x2 slope, then two more 1x2 slopes. We'll top it off with a cheese slope. Then closer up to the front, we'll take another 1x1 with a clip, and another Technic-y brick, then a 1x1 with a bar attachment, a clip rather, and a 1x2 by 2/3 curved thing. Then for our tree, we'll take this branch piece, a 1x1 clip if it feels like attaching, another branch piece, another 1x1 clip, this piece which is our bow truckle. Then around the bow truckle we'll just put on a couple of leaf pieces, and down here at this joint we'll also put on a couple of leaf pieces as well as a sprout. And then this will just sort of maneuver however you like, and you can just clip it on here. Okay. Finishing up this part, we'll take a 1x2x3 brick, a 1x1 with a clip, and a 1x1 with a Technic hole, then a 1x2 with an off-facing bar, and a 1x2 sloped brick. Then for a lantern, a 1x1 brick with a clip, 1x1 tile, and a glittery cone. Very pretty. And then for our fences, to keep the Erumpent in, we'll take a 1x8 tile with a couple of these 1x2 Technic bricks, and we're using those so that we can attach into the bottom these 1x1s to create posts. And into just one of the open holes you can slot in an umbrella for Jacob to hold. We'll just attach that here. And for our other one, we'll take a tile with a brick slotted right in here. You can see there how it's 1.5 from the edge, and another 1x1, and then this we'll just attach on right here. And that fits together, and that is this half of the build. But now let's move on to our main section, which is the barn building itself. To begin the main area, we'll start with a pair of wedge plates connected by a 1x8. We've done this opening shtick before, 1x2, 1x8, underneath here a 1x2. Then here we will put on a 1x2 with a bar, 2 behind that, a 1x2 with these grooves, then a 2x2 plate, and over here we will put on a couple of 1x2 bricks in light gray. Okay, so next up, we'll take another 1x2 with a bar, then this 1x2x3 with this wood sticker. Then over here, we'll take a 1x8, a 1x2x3, then for a subassembly, a 1x4 with some studs, a 1x4 plate, and then moving in these pieces, I guess I just forgot to include in the opening shot because I'm dumb. There you can see those. So we will take a couple of 1x1 plates with a couple of 1x1 clips in here, and a couple of cheese slopes. Okay. Then a couple of these window frame pieces with windows inside. And then a couple of these 1x1s with Technic holes. Those go here. And onto those clips at the windowsill, you'll just clip on a couple of these little planties. It can be a bit finicky to get them both to attach, but you can with some finesse. We got it. Yeah, again, bit difficult, but it is definitely possible if you try for a bit. There we go. Okay, next section. Okay, so next up, we'll take a 1x4, another wood patterned piece, then we'll take a 2x2, a pair of dark green 1x2s, and this half box piece that we used earlier, one of. Then we'll take a 1x4 stickered with Newt's initials. Again, this is supposed to be his mailbox, so that's sort of denoting his residence, I suppose. And then just a standard 1x4. Okay, so finishing up the wall of this first layer, we will start with a 1x4, then a 1x8, then a 1x2 with a bar on it, then up top, 1x8, 1x8, and a couple of 1x1s with holes. Okay, before we continue building upward, we will quickly turn around to the back to add some interior touches. Here are the parts we'll need to finish up the interior. So for this sink in the back, we'll take a 1x2, this panel-y piece, and a faucet. Then for the table, we will take a 4x4, the teapot with the lid as we saw in the official set, and then this 2x2 round with a drumstick inserted in. Then for our seat, we will attach on an ingot for a very comfortable looking design, as well as for the back, one of these curved pieces on a 1x2 with a couple of 1x1 gold clips attached onto there. You can just attach that in here. And then in the corner, most important thing in the whole set, bucket. You just take the bucket and you attach the handle onto the bucket, and then you set the bucket in the corner. It's a bucket. Okay, now let's get serious. Okay, so starting up on the second floor, we will take this 4x10 plate. Underneath, we'll attach on a couple of these gold clips, a lightsaber bar, and then a ladder. And then we will take this 1x10, and onto that we will attach on this assembly, which you can see here, which uses a couple of these 1x2s with this bottom-facing Technic hole, as well as this 3-long pin with this design at the end. You know what the piece is. And this just attaches up here as such. Actually move the 1x10 down by 1 stud so it's flush with the end. Don't know how I didn't notice that my first time around, but I am recording this in the dead of night, so not gonna lie, bit tired. Then next up, we'll take a 1x6, another one of these assemblies, but inverted. Then a pair of 1x4s. Okay, now for some interior details on the second floor. Okay, so for our interior, we will start with Newt's bed. So we'll take a couple of 2x3s, connect them up with a 2x4 tile. Then we'll take a jumper and a tile. Then we'll use this piece for a pillow. Doesn't look overly comfortable as a bed, but I guess he spent all his comfort budget on his chair downstairs. Then we'll just make a simple potion bottle build here, just using those two pieces. And for a sort of dresser, we will take a pair of these bricks with this grooved detail, then a 2x2, a 1x2 with this slide facing the back, a pair of 1x1s, a 1x2 bracket with a 2x2 space, and the photo of Lita Lestrange. And that just attaches right up here. And now all that's left to do is to build the front roof. So here are the parts we'll need to start the roof. We'll start by combining these 2x8s with a 2x2 round slide piece underneath. Then we'll make a couple of sub-assemblies. So we'll take a 1x6, underneath a 2x6, and another 1x6. Then we'll put a 1x2 here for a nail, or well, actually that's a 1x1, don't know what I'm talking about. Here we'll take this slidey piece, this, and a 1x1. That will attach on right on here. Okay, but on the other side we'll do something similar. Well, we'll use this piece to attach a 2x6 and a 1x6. Here we'll put a 1x1 for a nail. And here we have one of these, and then a 1x2. And then that just attaches onto here as such. So we have the beginnings of this structure. Okay, so we're going to need to add a fair amount of pieces on. We'll start by taking this 6x12 plate and putting that right on here. Flip it over with a 1x6 underneath. And then up top, we will put a couple of 1x6s. Then here, we'll put on a nail and a 1x3. Here, we'll put on another 1x3 and another nail. And here goes a 1x3. And then here, we'll put on a tile, plate, tile construction. So we have this, and we are nearly done. Our last pieces are 5 1x3s and 1 1x1, and we're just going to use these to sort of, just add a nice ramshackle appearance to it with sort of just some lopsided planks, like, this. There we go. Yeah. Then your 1x1 just goes up here, and then you have these open studs here, and these will just attach onto that bottom 2x16 area that we have from the beginning. And it could be a bit finicky to get it to attach, but once you do, you just fold it up and back. And then those clips just are used to attach it onto this side. And if you want to connect it up fully, you can also connect up these clips in the back. I've broken everything. Help 911. But so you can do this. Yeah, clip that together. And there we go. So that is the Erumpent barn, as I try to get everything else into frame. So, thank you all so much for watching this alternate build video. Partial alternate build, whatever. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video I make. Whenever that may be. Farewell, everyone.